folks. This is Stock Retail again. Some of you know me from Twitter. Just was super excited about Adam's announcement, rather not announcement, but the headline in Bloomberg News about the potential for AMC to refinance $500 million of debt, which looks like it's kind of Odeon's debt in effect. If you don't know, Odeon is the theater chain basically in England. AMC has some chains across Europe, and that's a pretty big deal over there for our European teammates. And I wanted to just quickly hit, I'll post on Twitter. Obviously, see here I'm looking at Reddit, but to share a little bit about why I'm excited. And there's really two scenarios I see here. One is pretty vanilla. It's basically cost savings. And so if you've watched my other video, you already know how excited I am for AMC to turn profitable. And I walk through kind of how I actually get to a forecast that says I believe they're getting profitable pretty soon here in a couple quarters. But beyond that, if they get even more expense savings, that's a significant fast forward on going to profitability. And if you think about it, even like consider margin, for example. Let's say for every dollar you take in, you keep 50 cents. But if you get $1 of savings, you keep the whole dollar. So it's a pretty big deal to get savings on debt. And it's like adding even more revenue than that, if you want to think about it that way. So let me talk through just quick. This is probably more like a 5 or 6 minute video or something, not an hour this time. All right, so you see the headline, you see kind of the article. It's behind a paywall for me, but you can kind of see in particular that they're looking at $500 million in foreign currency denominated debt. So that's basically in euros. I'm going to talk about why Adam is a boss again on this. And it's under Odeon Cinemas. So there's talk about basically shifting this debt to dollar-based debt. And then we'll talk about again, like why that kind of matters. Okay, so why is that a big deal? All right, so first off, straight up finances. Let's just do simple math, and so you can kind of see that here, and if you want to come read that. So if let's say you take $500 million and you save even just 1%, 1 percentage point a year. Say that was, 7% interest, and he moves it down to 6. That right there is saving you $5 million a year, straight to the bottom line. So like I said, that's even more revenue than that. And if you really want to keep expanding that out, I've shown you in the other video how the box office kind of translates to a certain amount of revenue for AMC, and then that revenue, because there's expenses, translates into a certain amount of earnings. So the amount of revenue, or even really if you want to even go all the way to the box office, $5 million a year to AMC's bottom line, gosh, I don't know, that's probably like a $100 million movie or something. I'm probably way off. I haven't even done the math on that, but you get the idea that it would take a lot. And so, first off, that's a big deal. And then second, this foreign exchange piece I just mentioned. So I actually talked in the other video as well about how over the past year, the euro has gone down significantly against the dollar. So right now they're in some ways like almost 1-to-1. Let's say you move your euro debt over to US dollars now when they're like 1-to-1. And let's say in a year or two, the euro has strengthened again against the dollar. Had you kept your debt in euros, it basically would be more expensive then. So in a way, Adam is both about to lock in a lower rate and lock in sort of foreign exchange, like future foreign exchange currency savings. So he's just continuing to set AMC up in a healthier and healthier position. So all that's kind of here. But now let me talk about what I think is actually a lot bigger and a lot juicier. What if, and if you go kind of look at the article, you can kind of see that there is a version of this where, and now I'm getting into the zone where, by the way, I'm kind of making up a scenario. This is conjecture. What if he is removing the debt from Odeon and kind of ensuring it's under AMC? And then what if he was thinking about selling Odeon or even spinning it off? What if he actually was already looking at that in 2018? This is interesting. So look at this article from 2018. AMC exploring Odeon and UCI Cinemas Group IPO. So first off, I'm not just wildly making something up. It's actually been explored. And you know what else is interesting? Look at which bank they explored it with. It was Citibank. And so actually, if you kind of go through these two articles, you'll see that's who they're exploring refinancing the debt with now, and that's who explored potentially spinning off Odeon in the past. So let's just paint a scenario of what that could look like. So say he moves the debt, so just these kind of one, two, three, moves the debt away from Odeon and lowers the rate, like we just talked about, saving money. But then what if Odeon's worth more than that 500 million? And now it's super attractive to buyers because it's debt free. And so you sell that off, you release it either as an IPO or maybe there's a merger, like somebody wants to buy it. And you get a whole lot more than the 500 million because it's this super healthy company. And then you wipe away that debt and maybe even more. Or you have a lot more cash. So I'm not actually suggesting he should sell Odeon, or frankly that he would even care what I think. But um, I'm just saying, that caught my eye. That's really interesting. So I think regardless, either he just added millions a year to earnings, awesome. When I already thought they were going to be profitable soon, this just kind of adds to those profits. Or he just set up something really, really big. So maybe chew on that, think about it. We'll all do a little more DD, and hope you have a great day.